All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and this shit feels weird, man. Like, honestly, this just feels really weird and out of place. So, we just got sneak peek number 7 for the September update, even though we're in October now. However, that's not the weird part about this thing. The weird part about this thing is this is giving us tier 3 for Ghost Rider. Now, this is kind of bittersweet, so let's just talk about it for a minute here before we even jump into the sneak peek. All right? So, last week we were expecting the Ghost Rider uniform and the tier 3. Ghost Rider dropped. The uniform looks really, really cool. The damage on it is spectacular, but it's not the smoothest, easiest uniform to play with. The survivability is lacking. The cooldown on some of the skills are too long. They removed the invincibility from his second skill, so that kind of pissed off a lot of people. But then this week, they are dropping the tier 3 for Ghost Rider. See, many people were expecting this week to be about Blade, right? Because that's what's been happening lately when we get these mid-month uniforms or tier 3s or whatever. Whatever character gets the spotlight that week, it's just all about them for the most part. But it seems like Ghost Rider is going to be getting 2 weeks in a row, or he's going to get tier 3 on the very same week that the Blade uniforms getting released, which essentially is going to make it so that everybody just completely forgets about the Blade uniform. Now, there's two ways to look at this, right? They see that the Ghost Rider uniform is going to make money because it looks really, really cool. Like, visually speaking, it looks really, really good, right? And they see that people are not happy with Ghost Rider, so they went back and they decided, you know what? Let's give Ghost Rider a tier 3 because that's going to make the uniform sell. And if that's not the case, right, because it looks really cool, people may buy it just off that, and then we can milk them for some more money for a tier 3 for Ghost Rider. Or maybe they realized that the Blade uniform wasn't going to sell very much because people are already kind of upset with what they can see, and they decided, you know what, let's just completely overshadow the pitiful rework or upgrade or whatever it is for Blade with a Ghost Rider tier 3 in hopes that people forget. I honestly don't know what they're thinking, but ultimately I think if that's the route they're going to take, where they're going to release a uniform for Blade and then completely overshadow it in that week with a tier 3 for Ghost Rider, that's not a good look. Honestly, that's not a good look. What's the point of investing so much time or whatever into building up a uniform if you're just going to completely overshadow it with a tier 3 for Ghost Rider this week when you could have released the tier 3 for him last week? It just kind of seems like they're going backwards, where like they should have released it. I don't know, man. Like, anyways, let's see what they have to say here, and then you guys can let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments, because on one hand, I am happy for a tier 3 for Ghost Rider because he does feel incomplete. But on the other hand, I feel like they left him incomplete on purpose so that people would then be forced to go the extra mile to have him feel completed, right? Whereas they could have made him a smooth, easy character to play with good survivability, very good cooldown so that things mesh together really well at tier 2. Whereas right now they specifically went back and it looks like deliberately remove the invincibility from his second skill to make his survivability less than ideal, to make it very frustrating for people to play the character, to kind of force them to say, hey, you bought the uniform, he's strong now, but he's dying on you a lot, so maybe like pushing him to tier 3 will give him like a heal or give him like a really long invincibility like Odin or something, because Odin has like 12 seconds of invincibility on his tier 3, so maybe that's what they're going to do for Ghost Rider to kind of incentivize people going that extra mile for Ghost Rider. And if that's the case, that's pretty greedy. Honestly, I think so, right? Man, this is so sad. It's so sad that this is the route that they're taking right now, because at the end of the day, it's nice to see bad characters become really good, especially someone as iconic as Ghost Rider. But at the end of the day, like, a character becoming good isn't going to change the state of the game. state of the game is not really good right now. We're getting new toys to play with, but it's the same playground. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of meh. Anyways, let's see what CM Fragment had to say here. Bolstered by the addition of the new powerful heroes, the Midnight Suns is preparing to combat the forces of damnation. One hero in particular is willing to risk everything in order to stop the forces of hell. Soon, the burning world below will have a new king. And that's another thing that's really, really weird about this update is this update is supposed to be all about stopping Mephisto, right? But Mephisto is nowhere in sight. Like, we have Morbius, Dormammu's here, Doctor Strange and all his forces are here. So, where's Mephisto? Does that mean that this is going to be a part 1 of 2 update? And if that's the case, are they deliberately releasing the Ghost Rider uniform like last week and then releasing the tier 3 this week to push back the Blade uniform until next week to kind of make it so that the update for October lands more in line with like a Halloween type of thing? And if that's the case, how would you guys feel about like getting Mephisto for Halloween versus what I know many of you guys are hoping for, a Venomverse or like some symbiote type update for Halloween? You guys let me know in the comments, man. This whole thing just feels really weird. I think if they were doing this, they should have done uniform and tier 3 same week. That's when he's going to be at the peak, right? But I guess they can peak with him twice and then just kind of like hope that this overshadows the blemish on this update, which is the Blade uniform in most people's eyes. But then again, a lot of people were pretty triggered by a couple of things this update. For one, the whole Morbius being linked to Moon Knight, and then the Ghost Rider uniform getting nerfed and no healing and all that stuff. So it will be interesting to see if any of the feedback that people have been giving to them in regards to Ghost Rider is actually being considered or have already been considered with this new tier 3 coming for him. Because if they actually release this tier 3 and he's still not that safe to play, then that is a big, big dud, right? Imagine failing twice. Crazy. Anyways, the new King of Hell is here. Agents, it's time to cleanse the... And see, the thing is, even if this tier 3 gives him healing and invincibility and stuff, what most of you guys are hoping for is a PvP situation where Ghost Rider is going to dominate there. Tier 3 is not going to do that for him. It's at the most going to make it so that he's like good enough to stay alive. But the long cooldowns are going to really hurt him in PvP. Like the long startup time on his 3rd skill plus the long cooldown after you use it. It's not going to be a pretty sight. If anything, he's going to be better for World Boss. And already at tier 2, he can do like 99 Ebony Maw with like strikers in like one-shot mechanics, right? Anyways, not gonna go there. So, okay, true but false. You can't say still it's shit because you don't know if he has healing, right? You don't know if he has any healing on the tier 3. Have we seen any character besides Luna Snow that triggers a tier 3 that heals them? I'm thinking, and I cannot remember. I cannot remember if there's any tier 3 in the game. Like, I know like pretty much all the tier 3s give you invincibility or immunity, with the exception of, I believe, Winter Soldier. Man, he was so bad I completely forget what his give him. Thank you, Netmarble. This guy's very happy. That's why they're cutting off the invincibility. Yeah, you see, that's a shitty thing to do though. Like nerfing one skill to then sell you another one, because tier 3 is not free, guys. Like, it may be free in quotes to farm the materials from World Boss, but it's only free because you're not exchanging money for these resources, but you're exchanging something just as valuable, if not more valuable, for those resources. You're exchanging time for those resources, right? Those are days that you're going to have to grind out World Boss, and resources that you're going to invest into Ghost Rider that you could invest into somebody else. And if you're just doing it so that he would stay alive in World Boss, he would have stayed alive probably a little bit better if they had just left the invincibility on the 2 skill, which they removed. So if they're cutting corners on the uniforms to sell tier 3s, man, either they're getting desperate for money or they're just getting greedier. and greedier. And I'm never gonna bite my tongue. I'm sorry for anybody who wants me to do that, but that's not me. We don't need this stupid tier 3. Okay. We need more black anti-matter. We need more Titan component packs. Every single upgrade. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not gonna say stop releasing uniforms and stuff, because there's a lot of characters in the game that need to come to 2020 standards. Okay, but they definitely need to start releasing content, not just new vehicles to drive on the same dirt road that they're not even paving. Okay, that's not how, bro. You're not gonna sell me like a new Ferrari literally every single month, right? And then have me drive on a freaking dirt road. Like, come on, bro. Like, I can drive my freaking Civic on that. I can drive my Accord on that. Why I need to buy a new freaking Ferrari or a new Bentley every month to drive on the same road? Like, it don't make no sense. But if they still making dollars, it don't gotta make sense, right, guys? Anyways, man, let's take a look at this trailer right here. This shit actually looks really cool, and the music is actually dope too. The bike just kind of reminds me of Winter Soldier. Hopefully that's the only thing that reminds me of Winter Soldier. That chain, no, chain gang. By the way, look in his eyes. Look into my eyes. Tell me what you see. Can you see my face? If y'all know where that's from, man, you know what's good. You know what's good. So we got that tier 3, that T3. That's it, man. Look into my eyes. That's your soul being burnt out if any kind of evil is in your heart. Oh, that's a loop. All right, let's go down here and see. Tier 3 isn't going to change the problem with the long-ass cooldowns and the lack of survivability. True, because you still have to build up. The Tier 3 is not like the Awakened skill where you start the game off or you start the match off with the Tier 3 already built up, right? So you still have to work up that. If you die before you get the Tier 3 built the first time, yeah, kind of just like pointless, right? You can see improved ABX rewards in his eyes. Yo, shout out to these guys, bro. All right, nothing matters unless you. It's not just ABX, but yeah, you guys are pushing for that. Give Ghost Rider a heal because damn, he weak. I guess different definition for different people of what weak is. I wouldn't say he's weak. I would say he's lacking survivability. Because when you say he's weak, most people would like correlate weak with lack of like DPS, not so much lack of survivability, right? So I guess to each his own. Give that man a heal and make him stronger. Yeah, I would say give him a heal and make his cooldown shorter, and that's good for me. All right, so tier 3 in the eyes, improve ABX rewards. Okay, you can see tier 3. Okay, so basically, okay. So everybody's pretty much saying the same thing, improve ABX rewards, which, trust me guys, they're seeing it and they're just trying their best to, like, I guess, avoid the issue. So you guys can keep pressing them, that's cool. I just want him to actually get a heal, and I'm still kind of salty that they're gonna like basically hope to overshadow this Blade uniform with Ghost Rider. I hope that's not the case. But again, I don't really want to wait another week for Blade's uniform just to be disappointed if they change nothing, right? So on one hand, I don't want Ghost Rider to like come and get tier 3 this week and then everybody hype for Ghost Rider but then completely forget about Blade and let these guys slide with like giving us a shitty Blade uniform. Whereas if the Blade uniform got released on its own week, people would like, that are not satisfied with it obviously, would have obviously said something about it. They would have made a lot of noise about it. But it seems as though what they might be trying to do here is like try to hype up this Ghost Rider tier 3 in hopes that people are so happy with the Ghost Rider tier 3 that they completely forget about the Blade uniform, right? So on one hand, I'm happy for Ghost Rider, but I'm kind of like iffy about like this Blade uniform, and we'll see what happens. You guys let me know how you're feeling though. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. This is very cool and all, but you know what else would be very cool? Read more. 100% improve ABX rewards. Okay. I love pictures of him. Yeah, man. Booty Crusher 69. You do your thing. Tier 3, let's go. Yeah, man. Like, these guys, there's no way they can read a single one of their comments on any of their platforms and not see that people are spamming like ABX rewards, right? So I don't know, we'll see what happens next month and if they respond, but I wouldn't hold my breath, guys and girls. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let me know how you're feeling about this Ghost Rider Tier 3. Don't call me a hater. I'm just sharing how I feel, okay? I'm not here to hate on Ghost Rider. I love Ghost Rider. I've said it multiple times before, but fair is fair. And honestly, if they're trying to sell the Tier 3 to make up for the invincibility that they robbed them of from the beginning, that's a shitty thing to do. But we'll see what happens. Catch you guys. Peace.